Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Today we celebrate this wonderful feast of the presentation or the meeting of Christ in the temple. Where according to the law of Moses, he was brought into the temple and as a remembrance, as it were, and as an offering, 2 turtle doves or pigeons were offered for him because he was the firstborn son. And if you remember in Exodus that it was the firstborn sons that were taken in that plague. And so ever after that, an offering was made for especially for the firstborn son in the temple in commemoration of that and in thanksgiving to God. But it's also a sign that as Jesus was also circumcised according to the law, not just the law of Moses, but according to the law of the patriarchs, because circumcision was given to Abraham. So according to the law, he has this offering made in his behalf by his parents, so that he is rooted in the community of the faithful. And he's received when he's brought into the temple by Simeon the elder. Now Simeon, according to the tradition, was one of those who translated the Septuagint. Now the Septuagint was translated in the year 272 BC. So Simeon was very old, 300 years old, according to the tradition. And had been given that promise that he would see the Lord's salvation. And also there was the righteous Anna, who from all the years of her widowhood spent her time in the temple praying day and night. Thus we see not only is the offering made according to the law in obedience and in righteousness, but we see 2 examples, Simeon and Anna, of righteousness according to the law. So much of the Old Testament is about lack of righteousness, shall we say, and disobedience and of the law, and disobedience to God. But here were 2 examples, Simeon and Anna, who were righteous before God, receiving the one who is righteous from the one herself who is sinless. And so as we celebrate this feast, we see this coming together for meeting the Lord as a kind of a celebration of that righteousness which is still a human righteousness, that righteousness which is still a righteousness which is a faithfulness to God, a righteousness that will be fulfilled in the gift of faith, just as Christ, who is for whom as a child a sacrifice is made, who himself will become a sacrifice, who himself will offer himself as the great high priest, enters into that temple. Now this temple made by human hands, but then the temple not made by hands, that temple which is eternal in the heavens. So this feast brings us to the conclusion of the Nativity cycle, which began back on the 27th, 15th of November, with the beginning of the Christmas fast, in the anticipation of the Nativity and of Christ, his nativity, his baptism, his circumcision before that, and finally his presentation in the temple. So let us give thanks to God and keep the feast.